A very good morning to each and every one of you present here in this one-of-a-kind virtual celebration of India's independence. I would like to take the opportunity to welcome our school's Managing Director, Mr. Vinod Gandhi, and of course my friends, colleagues, and all my dear students. Before we can move forward with the proceedings, I have a few words to share with you. Do lend me your ears. In 1498, when the Portuguese explorer Vasco da Gama came to Calicut, he changed the course of India's history forever. Skip to 1601, the British East India Company came to India to trade in spices. The Mughal Emperor Jahangir granted permission to Captain William Hawkins to erect a factory in Surat in 1613. Things were never the same again from thenceforth. 300 years after the advent of the British, Winston Churchill famously said, "If independence is granted to India, power will go to the hands of freebooters and rogues." India is a geographical term. It is not a country. Other Englishmen followed by saying, "India is incapable of self-rule. It would be ridden with chaos and confusion." Fast forward to the midnight of August 15, 1947. India drew its first breath of independence. It was the air that we are inhaling today. It was a destiny that took centuries. When the British left, India was a multi-religious, multi-regional, multi-ethnic country. It was exploited, backward, and poor from colonialism. But if we look around us today, ladies, gentlemen, and children, we have come far. So far that our founding fathers would be bursting with pride and accomplishment. But I ask, accomplishment at what cost? When thinking of independence, we associate it with how India shone its brightest. But many of us overlook the fact that it was also the day that marked the extent of how much it can burn and has burnt. The journey of the Indian flag up its pole, surpassing the English one, was a journey filled with hardships. It left both smiles and scars on the skins of the people of that time. It was the time when India was brutally ripped apart. It was the time of partition, when millions died in the name of religious intolerance. The country, which prided itself for its diversity, its varied cultures and languages, was weakened by discrimination and prejudice. Independence Day is not only about celebrating this glory of India's history, it should also be about educating ourselves and learning from the incidents that took place in the past. It is about taking actions to prevent the repetition of the horrors of our history. It is about growing wiser and evolving. In a country like India, the key to make diversity our strength rather than our weakness is compassion, empathy, and most importantly, tolerance. Let's ask this from one another. It's not something huge and difficult, but it is certainly something that can move mountains. Be kind to each other. Be patient with each other. If not empathetic, be more tolerant towards one another. Because at the end of the day, it is not our religion, caste, color, caste, class, or gender that defines us. It is our humanity. We are more inclined towards love than hatred. We are more similar than different. And we are blessed to be in a secular and progressive institution. The GK World School has always stressed on the importance, on the virtue of integrity and the value of being a global citizen. We are the citizens of the world, and I'm just here to reinforce that message. So now we stand, I hope, a little more wiser, a little more cautious, a little more forward-minded, looking towards a more liberated India. An India that is not only independent in the form of governance, but is also independent of the evils of mistrust, prejudice, discrimination, and intolerance. Education is all we need to change the world, and we are fortunate to be getting it. Let's be a beacon of light for the entire world to see that India is more than capable capable of diversity. Let's be an independent India, but not afraid to also be an interdependent India. Reach out to your friends and neighbors during this lockdown. Let's be an India that may be physically distant now, but never socially distant from one another. I would now like to request our school's Managing Director, Mr. Vinod Gandhi, and our coordinators to hoist the flag to officially mark this day. Mr. Vinod Gandhi is escorted by Ms. Merlin, the events and primary coordinator, the fruits of whose hard work we are seeing today. He is also accompanied by our coordinators and Mr. Mani, the school's head of sports.
Flag salute! Order!
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you, sir. Ma'am, over to one of our school's sports captains, Miss Sherlyn Rose, who will be delivering the welcome address.
Distinguished Managing Director and Director of Operations, respected Head of School, coordinators, faculties, staff members, parents, and all my dear friends, I extend to you all a very warm welcome and my heartiest Independence Day wishes. Dr. Rajendra Prasad, the first President of Independent India, once said that let us offer our humble thanks to the Almighty Power that shapes the destinies of nations. Let us recall in grateful remembrance the services and the sacrifices of all those men and women, known and unknown, who with smiles on their faces walked to the gallows or faced bullets on their chest. It is indeed a great honor to speak to you all, and I thank the Almighty for giving us the grace to witness this day. What a journey our school has had. It's my privilege to proclaim that our school was the first to begin its virtual adventure with education in Ranipet. From then onwards, there was no turning back. Keeping true to the tradition, the Geekay World School has surpassed all the boundaries and has scaled new heights. We overcame the challenges posed by the pandemic seamlessly and left no stones unturned in our pursuit towards imparting education in the best way possible. We may be physically distant, but we're all connected in our hearts, spirits, and of course, the internet. I'm proud of my school for never backing down and for always going an extra mile for boosting its students' integrity. I'm proud to say that we are one amongst the first school to be celebrating Independence Day virtually. Such innovative thinking and relentless adaptability is what I hope all of us will inherit and carry forth as a legacy when we leave our school premises. Let this day of celebration shine and be forever ingrained in our memories. Thank you, respected members of the management, head of school, faculty and staff members for bringing us this far and for never straying from our collective goal. I welcome you all once again.
Let us start this morning with a verse from Gitanjali written by the esteemed writer Rabindranath Tagore. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth,
where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into the ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom. My Father, let my country awake.
Let it indeed awaken. Hello and a very warm welcome to every single one of you. Thank you for joining us today in this first of its kind virtual celebration of India's 74th year of independence.
Yes, it's impossible to fathom how far we have come. Nishok, if you had told me last year that we would be having our classes online and celebrating events virtually, sitting in the comfort of our houses, I would have laughed my head off.
The pandemic has surely humbled and empowered us at the same time. We understand now how important our health is. We are also more aware than ever that nothing can stop humans from moving forward and educating themselves. Our species is really one of the fittest in the world.
Yes, it is indeed utterly ingenious. Never in the wildest dreams would we have predicted the number of obstacles that the pandemic has presented to us. But our school took it as an opportunity for tangible evolution. Through sheer grit and determination, we have triumphed over it.
For sure, this is the greatest test that humankind is facing and successfully surviving. Our day cannot begin without a song to fill our souls with joy and nationalistic spirit. Up next, we have our very own teachers to delight us with just that.
படைகள் வந்த போதிலும்
அச்சமில்லை அச்சமில்லை அச்சமென்பதில்லையே
உச்சி மீது வானிலிருந்து வீழுகின்ற போதிலும்
அச்சமில்லை அச்சமில்லை அச்சமென்பதில்லையே அச்சமில்லை அச்சமில்லை அச்சமென்பதில்லையே அச்சமில்லை அச்சமில்லை அச்சமென்பதில்லையே அச்சமில்லை அச்சமில்லை அச்சமென்பதில்லையே.
Give it up for our teachers, everyone.
Next up, we have a stimulating speech that will pay tribute to one of the greatest female warriors that our country has ever had.
Some of the earliest seeds of rebellion for independence were sown when Lord Dalhousie introduced a policy known as the Doctrine of Lapse. Under this policy, if the ruler of any princely state died without a natural heir, his adopted son would not be recognized as his successor by the British, and that native state came under the British dominion.
It was also applied to Jhansi when its ruler Raja Gangadhar Rao died without a natural heir, and the British refused to recognize his adopted son. The wife of late Gangadhar Rao, Queen Lakshmi Bai, refused to surrender Jhansi. The British then sent a huge force to take Jhansi. The Rani too took up the sword against British. We have Miss Sahana from grade 12 to shed lights on Rani Lakshmi Bai's bravery, which inspired countless other independence movements to come.
The mansion and the throne don't make me the queen, but the love and trust of the people of Jhansi make me the real queen, said Jhansi Rani. She was the embodiment of patriotism, self-respect and heroism. Her life is a thrilling story of womanliness, courage, adventure, deathless patriotism and martyrdom. I will now introduce you to such a great woman. And almost a century after her death, the Indian National Army formed an all-female unit that aided the country in its battle for independence in the 1940s. In modern India, Lakshmi Bai is regarded as a national heroine. Statues of her stand as guard over Jhansi and Gwalior even today. Her story has been told in ballads, novels, movies, and the Indian equivalent of classic illustrated comics. Jhansi Rani, a young, virtuous girl born in the holy city of Varanasi in northern India on November 19, 1827. Her real name was Manikarnika. She was raised by a patriotic father, Morappan Thambi, who taught her worldview and instilled in her the virtues of freedom and national pride. By the time Lakshmi Bai was a teenager, she had already violated many of the exploitations for women in India's patriarchal society. She could read and write, she had learned to ride a horse and wield a sword. In an era where the childbearing and rearing, the compassionate queen helped emancipate her British sympathizing husband and became the pillar of strength for her motherland, especially her land, Jhansi. At the time of the British East India Company was slowly and insistently taking over more and more territories. Jhansi, in the heart of India, held access to the west, north and was in their sights. Jhansi Rani was the leading figure in the revolt of 1857 against the British. We both want the city of Jhansi. The difference is that you want to rule over it and I want to serve my people, said Jhansi Rani. Meri Jhansi nahi dungi. I will not give up my Jhansi. A Hindi phrase that to this day is etched into India's memory, stirring up feelings of pride and patriotism. Although she was a lady, she was the bravest and the best military leader of the rebels, a man among the mutineers. Field Marshal Hugh Henry Rose, whose armies defeated Jhansi Rani, praised Jhansi Rani, and it is echoed in the most popular of the folk songs about her. How well like a man fought the Rani of Jhansi, how valiantly and how well. British newspaper proclaimed Rani Lakshmi Bai the Decibel of India. Thank you.
What a deeply powerful and moving speech that was. Lakshmi Bai's story beautifully reinforces what Bal Gangadhar Tilak once proclaimed. Swaraj is my birthright, and I shall have it. To live independently is a basic human condition. Nobody has the right to take it away from us.
You are absolutely right, my friend. We have ahead of us a treat for the senses, so sit tight and join us in celebrating the beauty in diversity that our country represents.
Unity in diversity is a much spoken about tagline for our country, India. And several times our nation has proven it. Through language, through culture, through traditions, and through many others. And this time of changing challenges too, our country unites to fight it together. How amazing that could be. Likewise, our students are in different parts of the country right now, but have united to make this performance possible and got together on screen virtually. Mile Sur Mera Tumhara, exclusively for you.
मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा तो सुर बने हमारा सुर की नदियाँ हर दिशा से बह के सागर में मिले बादलों का रूप लेकर बरसे हल्के हल्के मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा तो सुर बने हमारा मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा तरज थई म्यान तरज वट बनिए सान तरज
तेरा सुर मिले मेरे सुर देना मिलके बने एक नवा सुरताल मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा तो सुर बने हमारा
मुंहिंजो सुर तुंहिंजे सां प्यारा मिले जॾहिं गीत असां जो मधुर तरानो बणे तॾहिं
सुर का दरिया बह के सागर में मिले
बदलांदा रूप लखे
बरसन होले होले
இசைந்தா நம் இருவரும் சுரமும் நமதாகும் திசை வேறானாலும் ஆழிசேர் ஆறுகள் முகிலாய் மழையாய் பொழிவது போல் இசை நம் இசை నన్నదనియే నిన్నదనియా
తీరిదంతే నమ్మదనియా
నా స్వరము నీ స్వరము സംഗമമൈ മനസ്വരങ്ങൾ അവതരിഞ്ചി നിന്റെ സ്വരവും നിങ്ങളുടെ സ്വരവും ഒത്തുചേർന്നു നമ്മുടെ സ്വരമായി তোমার সুর মোদের সুর
সৃষ্টি করু কই সুর তোমার সুর মোদের সুর সৃষ্টি করু কই সুর সৃষ্টি হো কই তান सुनो मोरा सुर मिलन सृष्टि करी चालू चतनु मळे सूर जो तारो मारो बने आपणो सूर निराळो मधुर सुराच्या बरसती धारा सुर की नदियाँ हर दिशा से बहके सागर में मिले बादलों का रूप लेके बरसे हल्के हल्के ओ मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा
Wow, what an engrossing performance that was. Thank you, my friends.
Before we bid farewell and bring this event to its end, we would like to invite the Deputy Head Girl, Miss Sahana from Britain, to deliver the vote of thanks.
A very good morning to my fellow citizens. I, Sahana of Britain, consider it an honor to extend the vote of thanks. A wise person once said, "Start each day with a positive thought and end every day with a grateful heart." I take this opportunity to put all my gratitude into words. To begin with, I would like to thank the Managing Director, Mr. Vinod Gandhi, and Director of Operations, Mr. Santosh Gandhi, who never fail us to grace with their presence and guidance. We owe our heartfelt gratitude to our head of school for unconditional support and encouragement. My special thanks to the teachers, coordinators, staffs from various departments and admin team. You made the unimaginable happen. In such a short time, you guys made the best arrangements possible for this event. We have reached a new milestone today. Hope we cross many more in the future. Hope we continue to prove our strength as well as our versatility. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all my special friends and my schoolmates who contributed towards the success of this event with their wholehearted presence and participation. May our spirits never stop soaring with nationalism and love for our fellow mates. May the Almighty keep our school and our country blessed. It has been great to be in your midst. Wish you all a very happy Independence Day. Thank you.
It is time now to bring this day to a close. Thank you so much for joining us in remembering and celebrating our country's history. We may be far apart, but our hearts beat as one.
We are truly blessed to be Indians, and we are also truly blessed to be in a school like this that doesn't let a lockdown stop it from embracing patriotism and paying tribute to the magnificence of our nation. Jai Hind.
Thank you for having us. This is Litika.
And this is Nishok.
Signing off.
Quite literally.
Let's all celebrate the great freedom. Safeguard the freedom because it's a precious gift of our ancestors.
all I desire for the happiness of my country. I wish all my people to happy independence.
Let us all celebrate and enjoy the freedom. We feel happy to be independent and living in a peaceful country. I love my country.
Freedom is for everyone. It doesn't see colors or shapes. We have had enough of hate and violence, and now we need to build a new future full of love and understanding.
Today, we cherish all those people who made our independence possible. Happy Independence Day.
We are different, but there is one thing that unites all of us, and it's our independence. Happy Independence Day.
Always stand for what you believe. Stand for what is right. Stand for what you desire. True freedom lies where the mind is without fear. Happy Independence Day.
I remember and salute our national heroes who gave us total freedom after years of pain and humiliation. We salute your sacrifice.
Let us always have it in mind that no nation is perfect, and it can only be made perfect by me and you. Happy Independence. Proud to be a citizen.
Happy Independence Day.
I thank you all for your valuable time and attention. I ardently hope to see all of you very soon in the next virtual celebration maybe. Until then, this is Uzma signing off. Let us all rise now for the school song.